Mr. Happy Living here, and I'm happy to be broadcasting from WITV 7 in the beautiful Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. Hey, friends, will you join me for a moment and just imagine how amazing you'd feel living the unique and distinct life you were put on this planet to live, doing work you love, with people you love, in places you love, and all the while creating something of real value for others. That's what I call a life of significance. And I can tell you it makes for a very happy life. And so can Marie Groves. She's my guest star today, and she's here to share her unique and distinct journey to her life of significance. Hey, Marie, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Mr. Matt. I am so honored to be here.
Very good. Why don't you get us started by telling us what you're doing these days to make your mark of significance on the world?
Well, that's a loaded question. So here we go. So, I'm a life coach. And a lot of times people say, what's a life coach? And I think a life coach can be a lot of different things. For me, where my passion lies is I'm a mindset warrior. So I put a lot, I feel like we all have the power to control our minds. And so I put a lot of focus on mindset. I'm an intention setter. So I coach people how to set their intentions and then to live as if they've already happened. I choose to inspire. I challenge limiting belief systems. And along with all of that, I have a very entrepreneurial mindset. So I love creating amazing life experiences. And I just believe that I wake up every morning, Matt, and I have purpose on my back. And so I love this life that I have been given, and I enjoy every single moment of it, even in the bad times. And that's what I'm here to try to help others do too. So that's a little bit about me.
All right. So, Marie, let's do a little mathematics so our friends all around the World Wide Web can get to know you through our happy formula. It's a very simple but very powerful equation that goes like this: power plus purpose, as you mentioned, purpose, power plus purpose equals happy. So let's start with power. What are your personal practices for building up the power you need to get things done, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally? In other words, Marie, what do you do on a regular basis to create all the power you need to take really good care of yourself and your loved ones and still have plenty left over so you can be a giver to others?
So I love this question, Matt. And the reason that I love this question is I spoke about being an intention setter. Mm-hmm. And I set my intentions every single day. A lot of times I will set them the night before. And then upon waking up, I will literally lay in my bed and meditate and just think about the things that I am focused on getting done in that day. Mm-hmm. And then I put myself there as if they're done and how that's going to make me feel. Mm-hmm. And then I set out as if those things, it's not a matter of are we going to get them done? We are getting them done because I want that feeling of completion. So meditating, we talked about putting myself mentally in that place as if they were already done. The other thing that I am huge on is, and I struggle to use this term because it's been taken out of context, but loving myself. Everybody's talking about loving themselves these days. They'll go get their hair done, their nails done, whatever. I'm not talking about outward appearance. I'm talking about loving myself inwardly. And that's a whole nother conversation. Are we fueling ourselves with the food that we eat? Are we moving to keep our body active with exercise? Setting boundaries, not just for other people, but for myself.
Yeah.
knowing what I can handle and what I can't. um, and then filling my mind daily with positivity and being very protective of what I allow to enter my thought process.
Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, Marie, let's dive into my favorite power generating concept. It's called a Kaizen state of mind. And it's this beautiful Japanese idea that small incremental improvements add up over time to yield great big results. And I love it because it's based on mindset, not circumstance. Kaizening life is knowing there's always something I can do better tomorrow than today. And it creates this optimistic, gentle, but powerful and continuous uplifting of my life day after day after day. So, Marie, how does Kaizening your life help you increase your personal capacity to become more so you can continuously give more?
Wow. And again, I love that. Don't know if I've ever heard that word around that, but I absolutely love that. And I love the description of it. So I call it doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is whatever you need to work through. I don't care if if it's childhood abuse, if it's situations that you've been through in your life, whatever it is, do the work around that. Get you a counselor, get you a therapist, get you a life coach, get you a spiritual advisor, whatever you need to work through those things, do it. Because through that, you will find peace. And in my opinion, peace is the most valuable asset you will ever possess. And once you find that peace as you work through those things in your life, those triggers in your life, whatever they are, once you obtain that, do not ever, 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 ever let anyone take that peace from you. And when you start to feel yourself, veering off course, or you start feeling maybe that peace to wane a little bit within you, stop, time out, go figure out what started affecting that peace, and then take the necessary steps to get back on track and to eliminate whatever that was stealing your peace.
Yeah. So you're talking about emotional trauma and all that, but it works in all aspects of life. It's like if you decide you want to try to lose some weight, and so you do some small incremental improvements to improve your fitness and you lose the weight, then I add to it Kaizen and hold, which is what you just talked about. You got to hang on to that weight loss like crazy, because if you let it come back, then you have to go through the whole process again. And that's the whole idea about Kaizening. It's just get a little tiny win and then build on it. Get a little tiny win, lose some weight, fix an emotional problem, do something for your financial, and you just start building on top of your successes. And the next thing you know, you've got this great big change in your life.
Love it. I absolutely love it. That's so true.
So let's move on to purpose, the second element of the happy formula. And Maria, I've observed that major life transformations or big discovery of purpose often comes from devastation, addiction, abuse, disease, death, disaster. Something awful strips a life right to its core, and it results in some great big change. However, in my book, Turning Inspiration into Action, I share the transformational process that I've used to discover my purpose using inspiration. So how about you, Marie? Was there a specific moment or event or crisis or inspiration that revealed to you the purpose you were meant to live?
So, I think back on that question. That's a really good question. I think back to the first time that I stood in front of a group of women and was completely transparent and honest about where I was. And I was not in a good place in my marriage. There was just all kinds of things going on. And I became very transparent and real with that group of women. And I could not believe the multitude of women that came up to me after that and just said, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea." But let me tell you what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
And it was then and there that I literally knew that I was placed here on this earth for such a time as this to be raw, real, and relevant.
Very good. Very good. When was that, by the way? How long ago?
Oh my. So I would say that was probably maybe 13 years ago.
And so what did you do with it?
So I created a women's ministry that started out in the living room of my home. It grew, we outgrew our living room very quickly. And then we started meeting in church cafeteria or fellowship halls. And it was amazing, the women that I met through that time. The group, we called it LIFT. It stood for Ladies in Fellowship Together. And it was just women walking arms with women and walking this journey out. And we were learning to dance in the rain. No matter what it was we were going through, we were there for each other. And it was amazing.
That's good. And how long did it take before that turned into Healing Waters?
So Healing Waters came about, maybe 3-4 years ago. And so now we do Healing Waters, and then a segment of Healing Waters is Chick Chat. And that's where I interview women like you and I are having an interview today. I interview women that are experiencing real life. And just, we talk about, like, how are you doing it? Like, how are you getting through it? And again, the raw, real, and relevant. 3 R's.
Very good. You might well I'll have to share my book, Inspiring Women, with you. That's the 3rd book that I've written. And it's all about inspirational women. I think you might like it.
I would love that.
So, Marie, let's take a quick commercial break and let our sponsors spread a little love with our audience. Happy is an intentional and lifelong journey, but it's hard to change and grow towards higher levels of happy without knowing where you're starting from. Our Happy Quiz puts a starting pin on the map to your happy living and provides additional guidance and motivation along the way. Just go to happyliving.com and take the Happy Quiz to get started on your road to happy. And we're back, and this is the Something Significant Show, and I'm your host, Matt Gersper. And my special guest star today is Marie Rhodes. Marie is a passionate life coach who helps her clients sort out all the thoughts in their head while helping them navigate challenges and traumas faster with tools, mindset, and alongside a tribe of women who will walk their journey together. Oh, I love that, Marie. And I think you're going to love this article that I found on livescience.com. It's called The Science Behind the Power of Giving. And it says the act of giving itself can be a gateway to discovering your reason for being on the planet. It tells how science supports the idea that giving one's time and talents and treasures is a powerful pathway for finding purpose and overcoming difficulties and discovering fulfillment and meaning in life. So I updated our formula. Power plus purpose plus giving equals really happy. My phone's ringing. Power plus purpose plus giving equals really happy. So what do you think, Marie? Has giving your time and your talents and your treasures been a pathway for discovering your purpose and for getting past difficulties that you've faced and for bringing real meaning into your life?
100%, Matt. I call it giving others the tools, and then watching them take those tools, and it really, Matt, they're just the tools that I've learned through hard knocks in my life.
Yep.
But then, reaching back and handing those tools back to them and saying, hey, try this. This worked for me. But as I see them take those tools and use them, and then I watch their lives change.
Yeah.
There really is nothing more fulfilling.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's science tells us that giving to others helps bring real meaning to our lives. And I couldn't agree more. I love the feeling that comes from that fourth element of significance, which we call doing work that creates something of value for others. Because the magic of life comes not from getting more, but from giving more. But there's something more to it than that, Marie. It's not just the giving that's magical. What I've been discovering is it's when you're giving from living in your purpose. That's where you find the real magic. So the audience and I would like to experience how it makes you feel to be happily living your life and giving to others through the work you were put on this planet to do, and people all around you have taken notice. So Marie, just sit back, open your heart, and have a listen to what people are saying about the impact you're making on their lives by finding that magic in your life. One person told me her light shines bright and she never dims it, even during times when it's warranted to do so. Another said, I admire her because no matter what she might be dealing with herself, she never allows her personal life to interfere with her motivation and encouragement of others. And she added, in parentheses, sent with love effect. And another said, she's a God-fearing woman. More comments, authentic, always smiling. She loves life, always positive, always the can-do attitude. And she accepts life on life's terms, a force of nature, the first to help others, a hugely inspirational mentor, an amazing mother and grandmother too, a beautiful lady inside and out. I'm honored to call her my friend. Precious, an encourager, and my rock. Loving, caring, and compassionate, loyal, extremely intelligent, with unbelievable business savvy, hardworking, determined, nothing stops her from achieving her goals. Marie is the real deal. A dear friend, as solid as they come. I just love her. Funny, supportive, energetic, and empathetic. If you want to have a beautiful day, go see Marie. If Marie Groves is your friend, you have a real champion in your corner. Her passion for positivity and wanting everyone to live their best life flows from every piece of her being. She's the epitome of personal success by the way of positive thoughts and actions. She makes the world a better place, and we're blessed to have her. I simply adore Marie Groves. And finally, one said, my life is better with Marie in it. So Marie, what does it mean to hear the impact that you're making on the lives of others by finding the magic of living in your purpose?
Wow, Matt, you're going to make me cry. Wow. You know, it's interesting because I'm a words of affirmation girl, but I'm always that one that's giving those words of affirmation out and lifting others up. And it's so interesting to sit here and hear that. And quite honestly, I'm just like, thank God, because that is all I've ever wanted to be, is exactly what you were reading. And I was just like, wow, that is amazing. Thank you.
Well, this is what I want our audience to really understand. And when you find your gig, when you find God's purpose, your God's gifts, or your reason for being on this planet, when you're living there, life's easier. You go through happy times and hard times easier. There's still hard times, but it's easier. And you don't realize when you're living that way, the effect you're having on others around you, because you're just being you. You're just being the real, authentic you. And it's shocking when people hear what they're doing. And that's what this show is all about, finding that magic in each of our lives. It's available for each of us. At least that's what I believe. And it comes from this great big happy circle. Giving your time and talents and treasures is a powerful pathway for discovering your purpose. And giving from living in your purpose brings a profound joy to your life, but also to the lives of all those around you. It seems that giving leads to purpose, and giving from purpose leads to joy. So to more accurately capture the exponential power of our happy formula, Marie, let me tweak it just a little bit more to this. Power times purpose times giving equals happy to the third power, and that's really, truly, deeply happy. Does that sound about right to you?
It does. And what it makes me think of is a couple years ago, it was placed in my spirit that I was supposed to have, and I was going through some really hard times in my life, but I was supposed to have pure joy. And I just was like, pure joy. I mean, I know what joy is, but pure joy, what's pure joy? And when I really broke it down, pure joy means for no obvious reason. You're going to choose to be joyful, and you're going to choose to live in joy no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what it made me think of when you broke that down.
Yeah. And that's the concept of happy living. I was this stupid little kid running around all my life with a big smile on my face. And I can't tell you, people would always say to me, "Why are you smiling?" I said, "Why not? Why wouldn't you?" But we have that joy. That joy gets spanked out of us, gets churched out of us, gets cultured out of us until we wake up and we've lost our magic. And that's what we're talking about with something significant, is finding that magic again. And it's in there. You just have to pay attention and look for it. And shows like this, hopefully, if you're listening, keep looking for your magic. Okay, let's wrap things up, Marie, with a lightning round. I love the power of words and the capacity for great quotes to change lives. So I'm going to read a few of my favorites and have you tell us what they mean to you. Give us the first thing that comes to your mind, Marie, because we call this a lightning round.
Okay.
Here we go. From the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
God is for us. He's not against us. He's for us.
Very good. From Adyashanti. I found this one when I was writing a blog post about gratitude. And when I found it, I couldn't believe what I was listening to, because we don't do this. But he says, generally speaking, human beings don't do this. Adyashanti says, quote, a total acceptance of yourself brings about a total transcendence of yourself.
Wow. Total? Read that one more time, Matt.
A total acceptance of yourself brings about a total transcendence of yourself.
Yeah. So, wow, I love that. I had not heard that before. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace for what you didn't know until you knew. I mean,
Yeah.
it's total acceptance. It's okay. Whatever is going on, it's okay.
Yeah, that may be where pure joy is.
Pure joy is right there, Matt. I'm telling you, it's right there.
From Coretta Scott King, the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members.
Read that one more time.
The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members.
I always say, I'll clean up the saying a little bit, but crap runs downhill. So if the leadership is on target, the membership will show that. Very
good. From Brene Brown, vulnerability is our most accurate form of courage.
And it goes back to what we talked about being raw, real, and relevant. I mean, if we can get raw and real and relevant, we will help more people that way than putting always our best foot forward on social media and all the stuff, because people will look at that and go, I can't compare.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah, good. From Helen Keller, security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing.
Makes me think of, I heard a quote one time that said, they always say, oh, find the balance in life. Well, if you're on a beam and you're trying to balance, you have to keep moving to stay balanced.
Yeah.
You can't just stand there. You have to keep moving. Don't get
Yeah.
stuck. Keep moving.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, the show anchor. This is from Goth. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now.
Oh, yeah. Momentum favors the bold.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, very good. And now, folks, it's your chance to be a giver too. If you can hear my voice and you were inspired by today's show with Marie Groves, won't you please share a little love with our incredible broadcast team by giving what you can to WITV7. They're a 501c3 charity on a mission to educate, empower, and encourage. They do good works with your kindness. Marie, I love that even when struggling through the pain and chaos of life's difficulties, you remain determined to learn how to find peace and joy. And I admire how you're leveraging what you found in those struggles to help others navigate better and faster through their own difficulties. And I'm super happy that you've shared your encouraging and healing spirit on our show today. Will you please take a minute or two and share any parting remarks you'd like to leave with our audience?
Matt, it has been such an honor to be on here with you. I know you have been a broadcaster on WITV7 for a while, and I respect you and I honor your show. Closing remarks. If you master, I'll go back to when we talked about peace. If you master peace and how to protect it, your life will seriously never be the same.
Masterpiece. That sounds good. Sounds like a masterpiece.
That's a masterpiece.
All right. I also want to thank WITV7 for hosting and promoting our show so we can keep interviewing inspiring guest stars like Marie and reaching folks just like you, ready to create your own extraordinary lives. And most especially, thank you, viewers and listeners. You'll find links to social media and all things Marie Groves. Find her, friend her, listen to her show, Healing Waters. It airs every Monday at noon Eastern. You can find her on Facebook at Marie Groves. That's MarieGroves, Marie Groves. Or you could even call her directly at 704-466-0148. One more time, her number is 704-466-0148. From me to you, dear friends, I love you and I want you to be really, truly, deeply happy too. So go to happyliving.com right now and take our happy quiz, because measuring your happy helps you focus attention on it, and focusing attention on it attracts change and learning and improvement, all to flow right into your life. And once you take the quiz, and it really only takes a minute, then please give some thought to what we can do together, you and me, to improve the happy of your world, one person at a time. Till next time, I'm Matt Gersper. You are awesome. And this is the Something Significant Show. And we're out.